Good night, everyone. Tonight, God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Sammy J.S. Fitzgerald. I'm here to give you a little show news and a word on tonight. First I'm gonna talk to you about Happy Veterans Day. To the members of our own forces and the veterans who are here today. You know, I am deeply honored and grateful for the survivor hero. The ones who have come to rest. Also, now we will always remember of those we lost. So they all protected us, from danger, and they have given others the opportunity for a better life. So the story of a generation of America who left home barely more than boys and girls. Most of them left when they were like teenagers, and became men and women, in the army, and they returned home as heroes. So today is Veterans Day. And I have a word for you. Now, God will restore new wine and new hope for the Israelites. So they didn't let themselves let other people knock them out of their own land. You remember God gave them a land, the Canaanite, and they let people kick them out of their own land. So another land that was living there, it got destroyed. So they thought it was no hope. So Amos 9, verse 11 to 15. So in that day, I will restore David's fallen shelter, and I will repair its broken wall and restore it run, and will rebuild it as it was before. Now see, God gonna build it as it was before. And they think he can't do it, but God will do it. God said he will restore David fallen shelter and repair the broken wall just like it was, it used to be before. So that they may process the remnant of all the nations that bear my name. So declare the Lord who will do these things. You know, so God will do all those things. That's a promise He making to the Israelites. I will restore your land back. You will be in your land. The other land with milk and honey. This land here gonna be new wine and new hope. So God covenant with David has stated that one of David's descendants will always sit on the throne. The promise has seemed impossible. Because remember, God made that promise to David. Is that when he depart, is that anyone in his bloodline was gonna sit on that throne until Jesus come. You know, uh, and so he figured it was impossible. But in that day, God will raise up, and restore David's kingdom as he promised the glory. So this was a promise to both Israel and Judah, not to be fulfilled by early ruler, but by the Messiah. Because see, Jesus gonna come along to be their king. Now he ain't gonna be their king forever because he have a mission on his life to go around the nation. But he will be there for a while and be their king. And they're gonna be the best king they ever had. Who descended from David and who will renew the spiritual kingdom and rule forever. Now you see, Jesus is David's bloodline. Because remember, God promised that everybody in your bloodline will be on that throne. And so Jesus is the bloodline of David. So God will renew and restore the fortune of the new Israel. All the land that was once under David rule will again be part of God's nation. So the days are coming. The days are coming, declare the Lord. Now, when the reaper would be overtaken by the power in a planter by one trading grapes, new wine will drip from the mountain and flow from the hill. Now, this is gonna be on their land, on their new land. Now, that new land say new wine. New wine gonna be dripping. It's gonna be dripping from the mountain. It's gonna be flowing from the hill. Now this gonna be a good land. Now that other land had milk and honey. They didn't let that get ripped away from them. So God giving it their own land again. And this one here gonna be new wine. Gonna be new wine because they gonna be dripping off from the mountain of the hill. So the time will come, said the Lord, when the grain of grapes will grow faster than it can be harvested. So rain law on the hill of Israel will drip from the sweet wine. They're about to have accelerated favor. Now God about to give them favor, because they thought it was impossible, for God to restore their land, because it been destroyed. And they thought it couldn't be fixed. It couldn't be restored. But God said, I will do it. God making a promise that I will restore your land. Not only restore your land, but you're gonna have new wine, you're gonna have new hope, you're gonna be in this land with a whole nother attitude. You're gonna have new mind, new wine, new mind, new hope, new faith. You're gonna have all that in this land. That's the favor, God gonna place on his people. Said, I will bring my people Israel back from this zone, and they will rebuild the city and live in it. And they will play vineyard and drink their wine, and they will make garden and eat their fruit. So it's pretty much they ain't got to go nowhere for fruits and food and stuff. They're gonna have the land there, they're gonna have wine dripping off from the hill and stuff, you know. And so they're gonna be a land for them. So the land they're going to will be blessed, by nature. Israel should be restored, and it should rebuild its waste places and dwell in them security. So God will restore his people, bring them to their own country and settle them there. And he said no one gonna be able to uproot them out of this land. Because see, Israel will let people come in their land and just pull them out, and they be slave all under the people, and so God had made them their own land in Canaanite. That's why God has said you're supposed to pull everybody out, because you leave them in there, they're gonna rule over you, or either they're gonna be serving other gods and have you doing the same thing. But they didn't listen. So I will plant Israel in their own land, never again to be uprooted from the land that I had given them, said the Lord your God. They keep on being out their own land. So God said this time, I'm giving you a land that you will not be uprooted from your land. So the blessing like wine is putting off the mountain and hill. Now it will make everything right again, you know, for his people. Now God said, I'm about to make everything right again for my people. My people just been here and there because their land been all destroyed. They've been put out of their other land. So God said, I'm about to make your land right again. God about to put the pieces back together, make their land right again. And the land is so destroyed. You think it's impossible for God to restore that land. But God said everything is about to be right again. So I will restore David's house that had fallen to pieces. Now David people will be strong again. What that was left. Now he would do this, and things are going to happen so fast. Now see, sometimes God would take a long time, and then all of a sudden, things just start moving fast. That's just like with the Israelite. He took 400 years, but then when he got them, they just start marching on to their new land. They had a little ups and downs, a little bit. Took them 40 years, but when God started moving, he started moving fast. Cause they say you're gonna be strong again. And he would do this. He said things are going to happen so fast. So Israel's city had been destroyed, but God said, I will restore it like new wine and new hope, and dripping from the mountain, flowing from the hill. So they don't have to go out and try to get fruits and all this kind of stuff. They have a blessed land where the fruits and wine, everything is right there. It's too bad they had no TV back then. Because they had their wine and their grapes and everything. They could have sit right there and enjoy themselves. But God said, I'm about to make things right again. I'm about to make things right again. He said David's house is all into pieces and stuff. He said, I'm about to restore that too. I'm about to restore all that. Y'all about to get in a lane that's going to be blessed. Gonna be blessed. You don't have to go nowhere to try to get wine. You ain't got to go nowhere to try to get food and grapes and all that. Everything gonna be planted right there. So God will bring them back. And they will not be uprooted, out of their land again. So there is a land that was filled. The other land was filled with milk and honey. And they allowed people to push them out of their own land. They were slaves for other people. They was working out on the people and everything, and they was in their land, being a slave for someone in their land, because they refused to move everyone out of their land when God gave them their land. This land, this land will be with new wine and new hope dripping from the hill. And God would do it. And God would do it so fast. It's gonna happen so fast, he said. And they will be in their own land again. They will be in their own land again. And God said no one will be able to uproot them out of there. God said y'all about to be in a blessed land. God said, I'm about to show favor on y'all. I'm about to show favor. I'm going to give y'all land. Everything just going to start moving so fast. All of a sudden, y'all going to be in that land. All God got to do is just speak to stuff. Let there be light. Let there be dark. Let that land be restored. All he got to do is speak to stuff and he going to start moving and coming together. He said, I'm about to make everything right again. I'm about to make everything right again. David house all into pieces. I'm about to put that back together. I'm about to put all the pieces back together. I'm about to make everything right again. And it's just gonna happen so fast. So God about to restore Israel like back again. Give them their own land. Give them their own land. And this land here gonna be with new wine and new hope. So that's all I have for you today. Israel land about to be restored. It gonna be like with new wine and new hope, just dripping from the hill. And God said, I'm gonna do it. He made a promise to them. He said, I'm gonna do it. He said, and it gonna be done so fast. He also said, I'm about to make everything right again. He said, I'm about to make everything right again. You know, so he made a covenant with David, on stated that he made a covenant with David and stated that everyone in your bloodline will sit on that throne. And he said Jesus, the Messiah, is coming to sit on that throne. He is from your bloodline. So he made a covenant with David that once you gone, everyone in your bloodline gonna sit on that throne. So we talk about today is Veterans Day. Today is Veterans Day. Now we gonna get honor, to the survivor, because they're out there, risking their life and fighting for us and making sure, the trouble don't come close to home, and also we gonna get honor to the ones that we lost. They're gonna always be in remembrance with us. So the story a generation of America had left home. They left home as teenagers. I don't know how it is, to go to the army. I think it's like 18 years old. But they're 18, 19 years old. That's still boys. That's still girls. But then they come out as grown women and men, safely. So we give honor for the ones that survive. They are a hero, and we also gonna give honor for the ones that we lost because they also was heroes also. You know. So Happy Veterans Day, and we spoke on Israel. You know, land being restored, gonna be new wine and new hope. Uh, Dripping from the hill. So that's all I have for you today. Y'all have a blessed and safe night, and I see y'all on the next video.